Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And I've got a fantastic guest today, Arnolds. Arnolds, is that how you pronounce your name? Arnolds.
Yeah, hi Connor. It's Arnolds. Yeah.
Arnold, sorry, it's my British accent shining through here. Well, Arnold is a fantastic mindset coach and he has an amazing story which I wanted to share with everyone today. So, Arnold, please introduce yourself and let us know your story.
Yeah, hey Connor. Yeah, thanks for having me here. Yeah, I'm really honored to be here. So, yeah, my name is Arnolds and I come from a small country called Latvia. It's in Europe. We have around 1.8 million people here living. And yeah, for the past year, I am a mindset coach. I coach people with actually several things, but like my experiences is that every single thing that you have in life starts up here. So yeah, I help a bunch of people with different things. Is it relationships? Is it wealth? Is it health? Is it not sticking to routines, to gym, to eating, and all that? So it's a fun way. And my background is starting from the medicine. I spent 8 years studying medicine and then switched to coaching. And yeah, the core reason is to help people. So yeah.
I love that story of starting off with medicine and then transitioning into coaching. Do you want to walk us through the change in your mindset from why you wanted to start in medicine and why you eventually ended up in coaching?
Yeah, it sounds like when you say it, sounds like what? Why? But yeah, the story is when I was 14 years old, I played basketball and I was actually good. I also played 1 year in USA and had some D1 offers for NCAA, but didn't pursue that career, so I chose to do medicine. So when I was 14, I twisted my ankle and then I couldn't play basketball. I couldn't do the thing that I love doing, play basketball. So I went to physiotherapy, and physiotherapist helped me get healthy so I can do the thing that I love. So that was the moment that desire of helping people was born. And at first I wanted to be a physiotherapist. Then I said, physiotherapists just do a little. I want to do something more. I want to be more. So I'm going to be a sports doctor. So I started. Yeah, that's the point, that the desire of helping people and going into medicine was born. Years later, when I actually started studying medicine, the core idea was I want to be a sports doctor, but then it's switched to surgery. I want to be a surgeon because it's cool. And my parents really like the idea that I'm going to be a surgeon. So, but when you're 14 or even 16, your consciousness level is at some point and you see the world at who you are at that moment. But when you grow up, when you experience more of life, you see that what it really means to be a doctor. And there was ups and downs in my journey studying medicine, but there was this one moment when I started working at the hospital and I loved, like, I never done anything for the money. My parents really um they raised me with this idea: you do what you love, you express your talents, and the money will be the byproduct. And I was doing that. I went to hospital. It was my third year of studies, and I went to work at the hospital. We had 24-hour shifts. It was tough. And it was a COVID too. So I saw people dying. I saw people crying on their deathbeds. Yeah, it was a tough experience, but at the same time, I loved doing because I knew that I want to help people. And I came to work and did the 24-hour shifts with a grateful heart. I love my work. And yeah, so I saw people on their deathbeds with their tears in their eyes. And the most problem that I saw there was the things they didn't do while they had a chance. And some fear hold them back. Some, I'm not ready to do it. I'm not good enough to go. I am afraid to talk to this person. So they didn't do what they really wanted to do. So the regret came up, and you can see that with, I saw it a lot. People spending their last days, maybe hours, with this regret over the things they didn't do. So that was the first thing. Like, I saw that. I never saw that. So when I saw that, it was some subtle change started to happen in me. And I saw medicine as, I mean, it helps people, but it doesn't help with this regret. And I
Mm,
did believe that that regret is the most important thing. That you can live 50 years with not pursuing what you want and die with regret, or you can live 20 years going after what you want and really live a life. And that to me was the most important thing. So after that, it was the third year, I said, I'm quitting medicine. I don't want to be there. So, because medicine just lengthens humans' life, not fulfills, not gives you the meaning. So it was a big journey. Like I could talk for another 3 hours, like sharing all the details that went in there. Like there was a love story for me, started for 14 years old, ended in 23, and writing a book. Then came drug addiction. But to summarize it all, so one thing led to another, to going back to medicine. So third year working at the hospital, experiencing seeing people like that. I went away from medicine, then got back, and I got back with the thought that I want to be a psychotherapist because I saw this pain, this regret that all starts with thoughts, with emotions. I want to fix that. And in my life, I always try to find someone who's in whose place I want to be in. So if I want to be a physiotherapist, I want to find someone who I can say, I want to be in his place. Like I really like this person. So the idea was, okay, I'm going to be a psychotherapist. So I'm trying to find a psychotherapist in whose place I want to be in. I found one, but all the others was they don't get it. They don't really help the way I want to help. I want to help like the way what I'm doing right now is,
mm,
if a person has a fear that holds them back to do what they want, to pursue a career, to do content and be cringe on Instagram and everything, I want to go into that fear and help them fix the fear. And one thing is also like there's this victim mindset and the victor's mindset. And what I saw is not like 100%, but most of the times in psychotherapy, they allow victims' mindset to happen. Like someone can say, I experience bad things in childhood. For example, I got raped in childhood. That's why I'm insecure. That's why I'm never going to be able to stand up in public and talk. And what I saw is psychotherapists kind of allows it and accepts, okay, you got this, you're a victim, let's pat on your back. Coaching is not like that. Coaching takes a kick in the ass. You okay, there's pain in the past, but that's your past. We are not allowing past to set your present and set your future. So in the coaching, we take the past, the painful experience, and transform it to be the best experience that you can possibly have had, and to let this experience be the driving force of who you are. And you can see that in a lot of people. Like one of my, saw him in person, Nick Vujicic. He was born without legs and arms, but he became one of the greatest motivational speakers, and he inspires all the world. And it was his choice too. I can either say thank you that I don't have my legs and arms, I can do what I do, or I can be sad about that. I can be angry that God didn't give me hands and legs. So it's his choice. So, and transforming from psychotherapy to coaching was this idea that bringing people out of the victim's mode into the victor's mode. That's one of the core ideas here. So, yeah, my story went from the desire to help people do the thing they love to medicine and to coaching. And in this journey, the core belief, like I want to help people. And at 14, I thought it was physiotherapy. At 16, medicine, and at 23, coaching. It's kind of interesting like how the core belief, core desire can transform in different reality. Um, and yeah, once I found coaching, once it's so rewarding when a person says, for the first time in my life, I can say I love my life. That's everything to me. Like it fills my heart, my whole body with the gratitude, with the energy that it's so powerful. And I'm a big fan of waking up early, of going to gym, of sticking to routines. And sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it is hard to wake up at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning, do the morning ritual, then go out in the cold and get cold plunge and all that. But hearing hearing the clients' results, that's just outweigh the pain of the discipline every single time.
Those clients, I mean, one of the things you spoke about is that people often have a fear stopping them from living that life. What are the mental patterns you often identify in people, that victim mentality? And then how do you get people to break out of that to form a new identity?
Yeah, that's a good question, Connor. So, one of the fears, I would say it's not a fear. So, the core thing is what I see in people is I am not good enough. And most of the time, it goes back to the childhood when from the parents or from the school. In my life, too. Okay, so in my life, I can
You can
share.
swear, don't worry.
Yeah, I want to say shit, but in my life, it was like I dive deeper into myself and really try to understand why I was born in the place I was born, why I have the parents like that, and all that. I am not good enough that I see in other people, also in me. Uh, there is this pattern of my life that if I succeed, I get love. And my dad, and I don't blame him, he got his who he is from his parents, and if you don't break the generational patterns, you're gonna give that to your children too. So I am lucky enough to catch this, to see this. So every time I achieved something, he said, I love you. And in my mind and unconsciously, I'm like, okay, I need to achieve things to be loved. I need to achieve things to be good enough. And in other people, it could be different. It could be different origin of the limiting belief I'm not good enough, but the transforming this, you don't even need to know the origin. What you need to know is that there is the I am not good enough belief in the now. So once you are aware of there's a I'm not good enough in the now, you can start to transform it. And it's quite simple, to be honest, because belief is a thought repeated in your head so many times it becomes a belief. So all you need to do is be aware of your beliefs or of your thoughts, change your thoughts, and it's going to change your beliefs. And it could take a long time, but what I was brainwashing myself. I was waking up in the morning. I did my breath work. So once you do the breath work, you breathe in, breathe out, you get into this in the now state. You get close to your unconscious, subconscious part. And subconscious is the one that sets your reality. So you want to change that in order to change your belief system. So I did my breath work and then I have these mala beads, which is the 108 small beads. And I was like, every morning I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I am loved. I am loved. I just started counting. I just started repeating this thought, this sentence in my head so many times that it became my belief. And it works magic, to be honest. Like I was doing 3 days of this. I was saying one of the sentences that I said is, I love my life. And yeah, Connor, how do you feel when you say, I love my life?
Yeah, of course. You feel great about yourself.
Yes. And you can't feel I'm not good enough when you love your life. So when you repeat this thought, I love my life so many times, when you go on into day to day actions, tasks, when you just are in the zone, this thought that you repeated in the morning comes up. I love my life. And you immediately feel, I love my life. I'm amazing. It's really great. So this is one part, how you can. At the same time, every single person is different, and I could set this goal of doing the affirmations, doing the beats for one person, and completely different for another person. Another powerful technique is the visualization. Is that also with the breath work, you get into this state of the now, and you close your eyes and you picture the person you want to become, and you embody the consciousness of that person, because the consciousness is in the now. It's not in the future or in the past. It's always in the now. So by doing this, you connect to that person and you realize it's in the now. And once you do that really often, once you connect with that person and see that it's already here, your outer world starts to reflect that. So it's powerful. About the fear.
I work with a lot of business people or people in sales, and often they have this outcome in their head and they're just trying everything and putting so much effort into achieving that vision. And then as soon as they get there, they think of another step and they never take that moment to appreciate where they've been. And I'm like that. I fall into that trap. So if someone was in that, hustle mode of constantly reaching for a goal, what would you say to them in order to help them appreciate their life a little bit more?
Yeah, this is a good question. So I could share my personal experience that might help people who always chase something, and once they achieve, they don't feel the fulfillment they thought they would feel. So I was too like that. And I would say a part of me, like, it's a constant practice of not being that, of really enjoying where you are. When I was in a long-term relationship, I saw other people who was single, and I thought, oh, they're single. They can go out with whoever they want. I want to be like that. So after some time, I broke up. There was a break with my relationship. And at first I was happy, but then I started again, miss the person that I was together with. Lucky or unlucky for me, we got back together, and I said, yes, right now it's perfect. I'm in a place that I need to be. After some time, I again felt this, something's not right. So we break up again. And that was the last time we broke up. And when I told you about the relationships from the 14 years old, I'm writing a diary. Like, I didn't have friends to talk to about the deep stuff of about the love and the feelings. And especially for men, you don't talk about feelings. So I was writing a diary and expressing my feelings over there. And I caught this pattern of not enjoying where I am, but always seeking for something else in the relationship, breaking up, going to getting back together. And I was writing a diary, and the last time we broke up, I was reading the diary, and I read, I don't like where I am when I was in a relationship. Then when I was alone after some time, I don't like where I am. And this sentence, I don't like where I am. It's like, I am in the relationship and I'm not in the relationship. I don't like where I am. Then I started asking these questions like, what the fuck? What's happening? And the solution was to enjoy where you are. Doesn't matter what the outside is. And what I found out is once I started enjoying them, the universe, the world started to give me more things, more experiences, more joy. It's like, I don't know what you believe in, but some people call it God, some people universe, energy, source power, doesn't matter. The higher power that controls everything. And it feels us. It when we are not grateful for what we have, like, I want more, I want more, I want to achieve this isn't enough. The present state of I am is coming from the lack, and it radiates the energy that we are to the force, to the God, and it reflects back to us. So why would the universe give you more if you don't appreciate what you have?
Also, why would the universe give you more if you feel like you deserve more, but aren't actually doing the actions needed to get there?
Yeah, but you can do the actions to get there. But there's this big part. If you do the actions from the lack, if I need more, and you do the actions, you might achieve the goal. But once you achieve the goal, you still have this lack. I want more. So you set another goal and you feel like once I achieve that goal, I'm not going to feel the lack. But once you develop this state of consciousness, I have everything. And you don't need to have everything. You need to have what you have. And you need to be grateful for that. And once you have this consciousness, once you embody this, I have enough, I have everything I need, the universe feels it. And once you achieve those goals, you set goals, you do the work, you take action, but from the place of I have enough, of abundance. So you will always feel abundant. And I think that's and also in my relationship, how I went to I am abundant, I have everything. It was when I lost someone I really cared about. And it's like contradictory. Like you lose something and then you feel grateful for your life. Why? Why? But it made me realize that once I lost someone I really cared about, that when I had this person, I didn't appreciate what I have. And once you don't appreciate what you have, the universe will take away things from you, and then you're going to feel lack. And you're going to feel, oh, I missed this. And it's a lesson. It's actually a good thing. It's a lesson for you to realize that you have everything, and it's contradictory. Like you lose something, but you have to feel, I have everything. I am abundant. Yeah. I love talking
And
about this stuff.
yeah, so I think it's really interesting because salespeople, they are like that. And people that are in business, they're very pragmatic people. So they're always thinking, what's that next goal? But then you're right, they don't actually appreciate their situation. So as soon as they get to that next goal, they look around and they go, right, on to the next goal. And being able to appreciate, actually experience life, that is a skill in itself. So in your experience, when you're working with clients, how long or what challenges do people have along the way of instilling a new habit? What are the challenges around instilling a new habit?
So what challenges are installing a new habit? So there is a consistency. Installing a new habit, it's and we can go back to the consciousness, like an identity. So there is okay, I'm going to give you a specific client. So it was about gratitude, and we talked about the place of lack and place of abundance. And you need to develop the skill of being appreciative, being grateful for what you have. And one of the things that I do to my clients is, at first, when we start our meetings, I say, what are 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for? And they say, I'm grateful for this and grateful for that. And there was one client who said, why do I need to do that? At the same time, she was struggling with not being able to wake up, not being able to fulfill the career she wants, like not feeling good enough. And yeah. And she was saying, why do we need to be grateful for? We spent 15 minutes talking about that. And once we got to the point of, if we are grateful, we cannot be anything else, because in the presence, you can't be happy and unhappy at once. Maybe you can, but if you're more happy, then the unhappiness will be less. So one of the challenges is really understanding what we are trying to do, like, and also why there is gratitude, because with her, we really dive deeper into the gratitude itself, into when you feel grateful, all the emotions is the frequency, the same we talked before. You radiate your frequency to the outside world and it reflects back to us. And understand the why we are doing that, and also about support. If we discuss to do something for 7 days, I'm saying, okay, when you do it, send me a message. And it keeps people accountable. Some people can do by themselves, but sometimes they need accountability. Yeah. So the biggest challenge, I hope I'm answering your question.
And it's interesting because you work with people not just in a certain sector. So I just help people in terms of they want to improve their cold calling or if they want to double their close rate. But you work with people across a huge different spectrum of problems that they have. And in your experience, out of health, wealth, relationships, What is the area that people struggle with the most?
That's a good question, Connor. So, health, wealth, and relationships. It's quite interesting because most of the people I talk to, they have a relationship in the past, which makes them go into personal development journey. So there's a pain in the past, either they have been used or a narcissistic partner. So it's kind of what's the word in English? Like the one that sparks the one that moves the car, like from the zero to movement. Like
The catalyst.
catalyst, the initiative, like the one who initiates the change, the desire for bettering yourself. So relationships is in the first part. Health is also a big part. If you don't have health, wealth and relationship are not going to happen. So health is the one of the core problem. It's basically it's really uniquely to the person. If the person has bad habits like drinking alcohol, like smoking weed, or smoking is one of the things I really successfully help people with get over in my life too. I've been smoking for 10 years, and then right now I'm 1 year completely off nicotine. So that was a big change for my life. So the health is one of the things that we work on. Is it fixing sleep schedule, getting rid of the bad habits, yeah, alcohol, weed, smoking, not exercising, not eating while drinking soda. And wealth, I do believe when you start to fix your mind, start to become this abundant person, start to be grateful for your life, by naturally these health, wealth, and relationship, they happen. You attract this positivity. And yeah, you're in sales, and in sales as well. Like when you don't attach yourself to the I have to make a sale, but really you change your mindset to I'm here to serve the person, I'm here to make a connection, I want to like be the best for this person, I want to support him. Yeah, you make that result happen. And health, wealth, relationships, in my belief system, they are the byproducts of the inner work of the gratitude, the affirmations, the visualization. They just happen. Like you don't need to force them. And in my life too, when I try to force things, I break at some point. But when I embody the person who I want to be, the all the things come naturally to me. And it's not like I'm meditating, I'm a millionaire, but I am feeling like a millionaire. And I'm asking, so if I'm a millionaire, what would he do? And the actions come naturally by the state you. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, and many people, I mean, I've had this with coffee, for example, also with alcohol. Many people, when they're working and they're striving, they use substances in order to cope, whether that's trying to get to sleep quicker, relieving stress, or just fixing their internal mindset. So, what would you say to those people that are using crutches, drugs, for example, whether that be coffee or class A drugs? What would you say to them in order to help them break out of those habits?
So I'm drinking coffee too, but so breaking out of the habits, yeah. Connor, for 2 years, I was trying to break my alcohol addiction. And on so many days, I woke up like, oh shit, my head is hurting. This is the last time I'm drinking. And I'm waiting for the next Friday. My friends call me up. Hey, do you want to go out to party? I was like, yeah, let's go. This time it's going to be different. But then I wake up. And the last time was even worse because I learned how to drink on the second day. So on the second day, when I wake up, I have hangover, I drink a beer, and then I don't have a hangover. So in 2 years, I felt so much pain of not being able to quit it that the pain just was too much. And I remembered like my alcohol addiction was the last two things that happened in my life that was really like, that's it, was I got they didn't let me into the airplane because I was too drunk. So yeah, that's a big story, but the main idea, they didn't let me. So I was so angry at myself. I was so pissed at myself. And the second thing is I was sitting home on my couch watching Netflix, drinking beer, and then my parents went to um, my parents went to vacation, and I had to take care of my brothers. And one of my brothers, he hit his head in school, so he was taken to hospital. And the hospital calls me and says, "Hey, come to hospital, pick up your brother." And I just drank a beer, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm saying, "This is the person. This is the example you're showing to your brothers." And I felt so much pain and so much like hate towards that person who does this. So these two things just made me stop. So for people who are struggling, I don't believe that they need to experience what I experience. First thing I would say is get a coach, because coach can change your life. That's big time. Books. I read, you probably know Ed Millett. He's a
No, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, he wrote a book called The Power of One More, and his dad was an alcoholic. And the reason he quit was he said, "I'm gonna try one more last time." After that, he tried one more time every single day for the rest of his life. And but at the same time, I read that book and I'm struggling with alcohol. And okay, I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna try one more last time, but that didn't work. So for me, I had to experience really low periods of being thrown out of the airplane and my brother and I remember that day when I had my last drink, like after the day, the vision of the future of me drinking and the vision of me not drinking and my goals and my dreams. If I drink, I don't get that. And it's, to be
Mm.
honest, it's simple. And everything in life is like that. There is two ways. If you don't wake up, where do you go? If you wake up, where do you go? If you want to make $1 million, if you want to be the best version of yourself, then you don't do what that person don't. For me, it was a one day, like the pain was that much that I just saw a clear vision, and after that it was like, no. And right now, I am almost 2 years sober, happily sober. I have built my body, I have built my business. My health is at the best, and I'm the happiest I ever was. And interesting thing, we talked about the when you change yourself, you attract the things. I don't have any friends who drink alcohol. We don't have the nights we call each other and smoke weed. We don't have that. We go to gym. We have walks on the beach. We talk deep stuff. We make business together. Like when you change yourself, your outer world reflects that. And for me too, I was afraid if I stop alcohol, what's going to happen? But the grass is really green when you do that. And I know you asked about the fear, and there is this fear. What will happen if I do this? What will happen if I quit? I have that fear. I still have that fear. But when you go in the fear, the results are just, and yeah, you can follow me. You can see 2 years sober, doing the best I ever was. And by this lifestyle, I hope to inspire others do the same.
I think that's a great message. So before we end, is there sort of anything you're working on at the moment, or any messages you wanna say to anyone that's watching this?
So I just want to say that you can be whoever you want to be. That's simple as that.
Amen to that. I appreciate it. Well, look, Arnold, thank you so much. If you want to say to everyone, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, thanks, Connor. So you can find me Instagram, Arnolds.Krauklis. And yeah, currently Instagram, in the future, probably something else, but currently Instagram.
Amazing. Well, look, great conversation. Appreciate your time. And we'll speak soon.
Yeah, thanks, Connor, for having me. Bye.
Thanks, mate.